بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. If you can all read the Durud Sharif together. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It's been a long night. For those who know.
We can notice. We have been through that.
It is, Allah says in the Quran, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. That if we were to try and count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah says if you were to try, this is impossible to even try. If you were to try and count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which He has blessed us with, لا تحصوها, you would not be able to. Unimaginable, unthinkable, uncountable. There is that much that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with. So much that the only thing that matters is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the gift of Imaan. Without Imaan, without the kalima, where would we be? Where would a person be without having the rules and the regulations and the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being told exactly what to do and why to do it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us everything that needs to be done. And for those of you who don't know, last night, alhamdulillah, my wife gave birth to a baby boy. And after the birth, I was holding the baby and just rocking him. And the Quran ayah came into my head. وَاللَّهُ أَخْرَجَكُم مِّن بُطُونِ أُمَّهَاتِكُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken us out from the stomach of our mothers. لَا تَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا. We did not know anything. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us ears to hear with. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave us eyes and so we can see with. وَالْأَفْئِدَةِ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a heart. قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. There are very few who do shukr. I kept reading it again and again, thinking that there must be some kind of deeper meaning behind this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, imagine this little tiny baby, we all used to be one of those once upon a time. And we all had that, we all gave that same feeling to our parents. And everything that we are nothing. Only because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the ability to be something, that's why we are here. I have a friend who every Jummah he sends a message with a hadith. Every Jummah he sends a hadith. And I want to read today's hadith to you which he sent. And this, it communicates and it connects with everyone. Today's hadith was that whatever Allah takes is His, and whatever He gives is His, and everything has an appointed time. So be patient and seek rewards. This hadith, it is a very deep hadith. Everything that we have got is Allah's, and everything that we don't have, when something gets taken away from us, everybody passes away, people pass away, our family members pass away. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showing to us and trying to teach us that yes, everything that you have, you might think it is yours, but who has given it to you? Allah has given it to you. And when He gives, it is His. When He takes, it is His. So if a person, he has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his life, no matter what situation he goes through, he will be happy. He will be pleased, he will be content. Why? Because he knows that Allah is doing this to me. Allah is doing this for me. There is a bigger picture behind it, why Allah is doing it. So if a person always thinks that whatever is going on, that there is some kind of benefit in it for me, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will never be in a state. Today we hear of people going into depression and sadness and all these problems. The reason for it is why? Because they do not have that closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If a person has that closeness, no matter what he goes through, he knows, inshallah, Allah will look after me. And then it goes on in the hadith that whatever happens, we have to be patient. That no matter what goes on, if a person stays patient and he thinks that whatever is going on, something will benefit out of it, something good will come of it. But if we should try and look at it and be optimistic. Always think that the glass is half full. That if I have got an illness, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What has Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in a hadith about those who get ill? That when a person gets ill, it is a way for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive his sins. That his sins are getting forgiven while he is ill. If a person has lost a family member, it is so that we ourselves remind one another that one day we all have to go. That we have to prepare for the akhirah. If we are not preparing for the akhirah, then what is my purpose of being in the dunya? That we have all put that trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have all recited the kalima, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. We all believe it, that there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His messenger. We all know what the meaning is, but there is so much more behind it. That we have to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands. That no matter how lazy I get, no matter how much I don't want to do something, this is the command of my Lord. This is the command of the Lord who has created me and who has given me everything that I have. When a person sacrifices something of his own, something more beloved to him, for example his sleep, he loves sleeping, but he wakes up for Fajr. He says, I'm doing this for my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm doing this because Allah will reward me. I'm doing it because Allah will be pleased with me. You know, a person, he wants to get a promotion in his job. He'll do everything he can. He will even stay later on at work. And he'll make sure the boss sees him as well. And when everyone is going home at 5 o'clock, he'll sit there and he'll continue doing his work. And he'll make sure he put his head up a wee bit so that the boss sees him. Look, I'm still here, I'm doing my work. And when the time comes for a promotion, his name's going to come up. Why? Because he was there and he done those things that please the boss. Our boss is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only our boss, He is our creator, the one who has done everything for us, and He will continue to do everything. We have to keep our trust, our faith and belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That when something goes wrong, then we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Usually what happens is when something goes wrong, that's when we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when everything is going well, oh, it's me. I'm doing everything. Because of my hard work, I have got everything. It's not because of our hard work, it's because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to us. And so whenever something is going good, alhamdulillah, all the time, always be thankful, always be grateful for everything that we have. And when you're finding it a bit difficult, when you're going through so much difficulty, think to yourself that there are people in the world who are in a worse state than me. People who have nothing. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with so much. These are the things that we have to try and instill into our life. Patience is the main thing. One of the best attributes a person can have. When a person is patient, he'll think that yes, inshallah, this storm will pass over, and whatever is meant to me, whatever is meant to be for me, I will get it. Another thing which we always have difficulty with is that chasing after the dunya. Chasing after the dunya, we get to a stage where we forget where our priorities are. That what is right for me and what does my Allah want from me. When a person understands that Allah's commands come first, then he will do everything he can, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him in that way as well. And Allah will reward him in such a way where his dunya will be made and his akhirah will be made as well. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that whatever rizq has been written for you, you're going to get it. No matter where it comes from, you're going to get it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written it for you. But when we have our priorities right, when we put Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make everything easy for us. And today this is what everybody wants today, ease. How can I have ease? How can I have success? Alhamdulillah, we all have that golden ticket. We have Iman in our hearts. We have the kalima. And this is where a person, he can transition from becoming a Muslim to a mu'min. Now, a Muslim is one who has proclaimed the kalima. He said, La ilaha illallah. That is a Muslim. A mu'min is one who has truly believed in everything, and he has put his priorities number one, and Allah comes first. My deen comes first. I have truly brought Iman upon those things. This is what the meaning of a mu'min is. That alhamdulillah, we are all Muslim, but we need to make that change into mu'min. That when the time comes for the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah calls, am I ready to drop everything and come for salah? Am I ready to give my zakah? Am I ready to fast? Am I ready to go for hajj? These are all the questions Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is how He tests us during our lifetime. And when a person truly and finally gets to that stage where he drops everything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will make everything easy for him. This is why we should always try our best whenever we can, that we put our deen first. Even if a person is not able to come to the masjid for salah, as soon as the time starts for salah, he should pray his salah. Whether he is at work, whether he is at home, whenever the time starts, pray your salah. This is one thing, whenever a person, there's been a lot of stories where the people, they would go to the pious people who have passed on. So this is maybe you could say 100, 200 years ago, around that time. They would always go to the pious alim and they would ask that, I have this problem. How can I deal with it? What can I do to get this problem taken away? The first question that they would always ask is, are you praying your salah? Are you praying your salah? That if you are praying your salah, then yes, alhamdulillah, then there's a chance for you'll get those problems taken away. But if you're not praying your salah, then start praying your salah. This is number one. When a person starts to pray his salah, this is where a person is able to get that direct link with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you think, what is the only thing that differentiates a Muslim from a non-Muslim? Yes, he has believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and accepted that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the final prophet. After that, when you look at fasting, a non-Muslim can fast as well. He'll do it, and there are many non-Muslims who do it as well. They go for pilgrimage and they give charity, and there's so many non-Muslims that we all know who are very good. They have good akhlaq, they are very nice and they speak well, all these things. The only difference is salah. They do not have any salah in the other religions. This is what makes a person a Muslim. That if a person is not praying his salah, then he is He's at a stage where he's, some ulama have even said that he is on the brink of kufr. The people, they don't pray their salah. It's like you're neglecting it. You're saying that, no, I don't have to pray my salah. So this is where we have to make sure that when the time comes for the call, when Allah subhanahu, when the mu'adhin calls, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala al-falah. What does Hayya ala al-falah mean? Come to success. We all want success, but success is in the way of, in the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and following the sunnahs of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is why we should always, whenever we are in any kind of trouble, any kind of need, we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what the situation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to act upon whatever has been said. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to try and make our deen our number one priority. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. If we could just wait for the adhan to be called.